Hi, this video is to explain some of the advantages and disadvantages of the different types of cycle carrier. The first type of cycle carrier is the roof mounted carrier. These are generally okay for any car with roof bars. They don't create any extra length to your car when you go into car parks with tight spaces. You don't need any extra lighting on the back of the car, and generally you can fit 4 bikes quite easily. The downside to roof mounted carriers are that they do create wind noise, fuel consumption can be increased noticeably, they do not suit all types of original equipment roof bars. Cars such as Citroën, Renault that have roof bars that are triangular in cross section, or some BMW original bars are quite deep and don't suit aftermarket carriers. When it comes to changing your car, you will need new roof bars. Possibly you'll be able to reuse some of the parts of your existing roof bars, but this can never be guaranteed. When you're carrying your bikes, the extra height means you have to watch out for low barriers at entrances to car parks, and also you need to look out for any trees with low hanging branches. The final problem with this type of carrier is that it can be quite difficult to load and unload the bikes, just physically trying to reach the bikes, particularly if you have a people carrier or 4-wheel drive that's quite a tall vehicle. The next type of carrier is the rear or tailgate mounted carrier. These are generally quite easy to reach. They don't create any extra noise particularly. The downsides to this type of carrier are that they generally are not universal. You must check with application guides to make sure that the carrier that you're interested in is suitable for your vehicle. They can mark the paintwork. You've got up to 50 kilos of bikes and carrier swinging on a couple of quite small hooks, so there's a lot of pressure on that little area, and it can leave some small rub marks on the paintwork. There's a good chance that you will need additional lighting and a number plate. Even with high mount carriers, there are still vehicles like Volvo Estates and Focuses that have the lights quite high up on the bodywork, and so the bikes will still obscure the lights. They can be difficult to fit. Some of the heavier ones you may need one person holding the carrier while a second person locates all the fixing straps. And finally, a word of caution: if your car has automatic rear wipers, that is, they turn on when you've got the front wipers on and you go into reverse. If it starts to wipe automatically, check that the carrier doesn't have supports going onto the rear window, or you may damage the wiper system. To get around that, you would have to either remove the fuse for that circuit or alternatively remove the wiper arm. The final type of carrier is towbar mounted. These are generally easy to fit. It's easy to load the bikes. There are a number of models that will carry up to 4 bikes, one exception being the Maxrax carrier, where there is a 5-bike version. You do need to have a vehicle with a particularly high nose weight capacity to accommodate this carrier. Fuel consumption with the towbar mounted rack is barely affected. The slight disadvantages of a towbar rack are that you will need additional lighting. Not too bad a problem really, because you should have a lighting output on your towbar. They will extend the length of the car. Some of the wheel support type carriers can add considerable length, so in a car park with smallish spaces you may need to remove the carrier and put it into the car whilst you're out with your bikes. And the last point is that when you change your car, you will need to have a new towbar fitted. I hope these points can help you decide on your ideal cycle carrier.